This is huge. This is massive. Is this actually ArenaNet saying this? Have I accidentally gone to another studio's forums? Oh my God, are you seeing this? Alliances! Oh, wow. But this is actually one of the biggest changes in direction and like bombs to drop in like the industry. This is huge. We've got a new oh, okay. Oh, wow. If they actually do this, then I am not joking. Guild Wars 2 can 100% be top game, right? It can be the top MMO. We have something very, very exciting for today. Welcome to the ArenaNet Studio Update, July 2021. Honestly, no intros, nothing like that. We've got to get into this right now, okay? Because this is huge. This is going to be big. This is ultra big. I know some of you guys will have read through this already, but we will now read it together and experience exactly what is going on here, because the ArenaNet redemption arc is very much continuing, and in fact, I think you'll find it is heating up to extreme temperatures right now, so let's get into it. Hi everyone, I'm Rubi Bayer, and you may have already known me as the host of Guild Chat and other Guild Wars 2 live streams. That's the most visible part of what I do, but as a member of the community team, I swap job achievements regularly behind the scenes. The rest of the community team and I, have been working with the development team to improve our ongoing communication with all of you. Your reactions to the Guild Wars 2 live summer 2021 blog post, week event schedules, and skill and balance previews confirm that we're on the right track. Continuing that trend, we have some important updates to share with you today. Boom. Very, very important, actually, guys. Very important. They are... they are listening to the feedback. It turns out when they talk to us, it makes us happy. Therefore, they figured out they should keep doing it. Good work, ArenaNet. Very nice. Here's JT to get... Oh, but who is JT? Hey, everybody. Please allow me to introduce myself. I'm JT, and I lead the Guild Wars franchise and ArenaNet. Ooh. So we're talking game director here, guys, okay? Job opening, shut down. I've been a director at the studio for a little over 6 years. ArenaNet is different. It's unlike any place I've ever been a part of. I'm honored to be a part of this game, team, and community. I like the RP there. When I stepped into this role, I thought a lot about what we've done. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay, anyway, ooh, that retrospection took me back to the studio's earliest days. ArenaNet was founded with the goal of pursuing innovation by focusing on solving player problems first, with the Gem Store. Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2 are direct results of this pursuit. It's essential that this player-first approach is at the heart of everything we do going forward. I love to hear that. That is good, okay? Like, a lot of people are complaining about things. Let's see if they fix them. Today, we'll be sharing some important updates about our upcoming expansion, Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons, the live game, and some changes we're making to realign ourselves with the ideals that shaped the Guild Wars franchise from the very beginning. I believe that the best is yet to come for Guild Wars 2. Oh, it feels so good to be right, guys. It really does. It feels so damn good. Guys, 2021 is the year of Guild Wars 2, right? Well, and 2022, but... Wait, why have I got, like, multiple cookie things? They're gone now. 2021, guys, redemption arc. And take a look at this. This is actually a leak here. Are we doing double dagger mesmer? I think we're doing double dagger mesmer, guys. That's what we're dealing with here. Right, this is, ooh. Yeah, that's an EOD elite spec leak. It is double dagger mesmer confirmed. That's very spicy indeed. But the most important thing is here is that it looks like we actually have some proper leadership here and some excellent communication. Look, the idea of ArenaNet making a post like this with the game director talking, community team talking, this would have been incomprehensible. They would hide in their mouse hole and do absolutely nothing and leave us in the dark to see yell at each other and fight over scraps. So that's good news there. As expansion development has progressed and the real-world challenges of the past year and a half have changed the way we live and work, it's become clear that we need a little more time to deliver our creative vision for Cantha. As a result, we're delaying the release of Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons from late 2021 to early 2022. You know what? Guys, I'm saying it. You know what? I'm glad. You know what? I I wouldn't even be surprised if this is just a convenient excuse, okay? Because bear in mind, they haven't actually had a lot of time to develop this, okay? And now they can say, oh, the Rona, right? And obviously, the Rona definitely slowed them down. But honestly, delay it. This is good, right? It's so much better this is the case. Because, I mean, honestly, considering how short the development cycle has been for the expansion, I was worried off the bat that it was going to be scuffed and rushed and horrible, you know, as some other things have been in the past. So you know what? This is actually good news in my opinion. I think it would have been a real rush to get it done in 2021, and therefore, I think this is probably actually going to work out for the best. Obviously, it sucks for us. We have to wait a long time now. Early 2022, I think the latest they could mean by that is like February or March. I think that's early. Like, as soon as you've gone past March, I feel like you're no longer early 2022. So we're looking at January, February, March. I'd probably say February 2022 is what we're actually looking at right now. At a guess, they haven't said, of course, and they'll almost certainly say on this live stream, but that's what you're looking at there, guys. Yep. That's how it is, guys. You know what? Yeah, I'm putting my foot down. You know, oh, the delay, oh no. Listen, guys, okay? I want this expansion, and, well, ArenaNet want this expansion, and ArenaNet need this expansion to be absolutely best possible. Otherwise, Guild Wars 2, we're going back to the irrelevancy pit, my friend. And look, we've already been there for years. I don't want to go back to the irrelevancy pit. I like this. This is also conveniently, this also conveniently dodges, right, all the other game releases too, like, you know, like the Final Fantasy release is like the main one. They're going to kind of like be after that one's cooled off, so it works out perfectly. There we go. Nice. Let's go. We appreciate your patience as we take time to give the expansion the attention it deserves. Good line. I'm incredibly proud of the work the team is doing to bring Counter to life, and we can't wait for you to see it and experience it for yourselves. Don't forget to tune in on July 27th. For the Guild Wars 2 Ender Dragon's first look live stream. Ah, that's what they're calling it, huh? First look live stream. Ooh, a familiar face returns. A large part of my job is planning for the future. We have some big plans in store for Guild Wars 2, and ambitious plans require ambitious leaders. I knew I needed a partner to help share the load in order for us to achieve our long-term goals and deliver the game experiences you deserve. I need someone who intimately understands the franchise and, most importantly, our players. With that in mind, I'm thrilled to announce that former Guild Wars 2 game director Colin Johanson has returned to ArenaNet to help co-lead the studio with me. All aboard. Now, right, brief meme here, guys. Brief meme. Now, Colin right now in the game industry is the angel of death, okay? What happened? He went to Amazon, guys. Crucible. DOA. End of Dragons, dude. End of ArenaNet. End development. DOA. Okay, in all seriousness, you know what Colin was doing, guys? Colin went to Amazon and, like, assassinated the competition, right? He was like, you know what? This studio is going down, dude, okay? He goes over there, he destroys Crucible, right, and New World at the same time. Boom. There it is. Colin is back. You know, honestly, okay, right, now, to be serious here, Colin was a very effective communicator. You could have certainly said that he overpromised. For those who don't know, Colin was quite the meme back in the day because he is a big personality. You know, he likes to talk and hype people up and get people excited about stuff. And this is going to be a radical shift, right? Like the Colin approach compared to the MO approach, the Mike O'Brien approach, is night and day in the strictest possible terms. Colin was very much forward, open, communicative, whereas MO was like, it's ready when it's ready, ship it then, see what happens, right? And then polish it, ship it, polish it, ship it. So we are basically doing a 180 here. Like, we are pretty much going back in completely the other direction from what we've seen here. So, yeah, the paradigm shift is very much here. Guild Wars 2 is going to be going places. Whether the hype train is going to crash and burn, okay, or if it's going to accelerate into the sunset, one of those two things will be happening, okay? The important thing is, guys, there will be a hype train one way or another. Whether it stays on the tracks, well, we'll have to see about that in the future. All right, here we go. Choo-choo. Hello, Guild Wars 2 community. Colin here. I'm incredibly excited to be returning to ArenaNet. When I decided to leave the studio in 2016, it was one of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my career. I spent over 11 years working on the Guild Wars 2 franchise and as a game designer and game director. One of the first projects I ever worked on at ArenaNet was building a quest where you help the little girl named Gwen find her lost flute, and the last project was leading the team through pre-production of the Guild Wars 2 Pathfinder expansion. Guild Wars, this community and the team at ArenaNet hold a deep place in my heart, and returning feels like coming home for me. Okay, he went on vacation and now he's back. It's true what they say about Guild Wars 2, you can't get out. Even the game director can't get out, apparently. When JT reached out about the opportunity to help lead the studio with him, we spent a lot of time talking Guild Wars, its future, and our interest in driving a renewed focus on our players. Ah, a Guardian main, Colin. Excellent choice. Bringing the player perspective into the development process is a huge part of what made Guild Wars a successful franchise from the beginning. Before we launched Guild Wars and Guild Wars 2, we opened them up to the public testing to gather your feedback and make improvements. After they went live, we evaluated your feedback and your actions in the game, and we used that data to make a better experience for our community. We want to keep improving this area in the future. Talking is the easy part, you're goddamn right, okay? That's a hard lesson learned right there. It's what you do that matters. So let's talk about a concrete step we're talking to improve the game on this front. Guild Wars 2 is big and complex, with a lot of unique game experiences, including Living World, World versus World, Player versus Player, Endgame, PvE, and more. Traditionally, the game director had their attention split between overseeing the development of the live game and expansions. To ensure the live game is getting the attention it deserves, JT and I have created a new role that's focused on leading development strategy for the live game and ensuring that we're giving you a consistent quality experience. We felt that it was important that we found someone for the role who knew the franchise in and out and is a tireless advocate for players. I'm pleased to announce that Josh Davis, aka Grouch, has rejoined the team as head of live operations. Now, this is unbelievable. Okay, this is not one, but two massive names coming back to the game. And this is a very, very significant one, guys. Okay, this is a hugely significant one. This is like Avengers Assemble, ArenaNet edition, right? Like the whole gang is back together, the powerhouses, the heavyweights are here. This is getting crazy. Now, for those who don't know Grouch is very well known for being heavily involved in anything competitive, which is very exciting if you play Guild Wars 2, because I think that really does tell you where we might be going with some of this. So I'm not saying that esports is going back, but Grouch is obviously a big PvP guy, big world versus world guy, right? And in fact, even in competitive PvE, so don't feel out, guys. Don't feel left out if you're a PvE player, because fun fact, guys, the only reason Mystic Builds was ever going to get support, or the first raid tournament was ever going to get support, or the DNT original dungeon tournament back in the day ever got support, was because the organizers, that was Nike for the dungeons and me for Mystic Builds and the raid tournament, we directly spoke with Grouch. Okay, back in the day, we actually got declined by ArenaNet to get gem support. We spoke directly with Grouch, and that actually, got the job done. Through that, which is pretty cool if you ask me. So the man is absolutely willing to go the extra mile, right? This is very exciting, right? I think this is going to be a really big, huge deal for actually taking a look at the game and making sure that the live game is in a good state. I really want to see some bug fixes. I want to see balance, right? I want to see some fun competitive stuff. Let's go. But I've got to say, that is amazing news, right? That is unbelievably good news there. CMC isn't just unchained. CMC is going to get roided out by this there as well. And I think that's very exciting. And I have to, from a leadership structure point of view, I think this makes a lot of sense, right? Having the role split and having more than one person kind of handling different aspects of the game certainly does seem like a big step up there as well, so that you kind of have Colin and JT presumably kind of looking at where the game is going, and then you have Grouch kind of making sure that the actual, the wheels remain, the train stays on the tracks, right? Which is exactly what you need, because these two things are vitally important. And the thing is that this is actually something that Guild Wars 2 has historically struggled with, and this is what I think they're getting at here. ArenaNet has historically struggled with doing both these things at the same time. Whenever content comes out, it's typically very, very good. But then it gets bugged, right? The balance isn't good. The updates aren't there. The fixes don't come through for a long time. And you're kind of sat there waiting for something else to happen then. So I think this is a very, very good sign that ArenaNet kind of understand the issues here, and they want to be a little bit more agile with their development to make sure that these issues don't remain long-term. Very, very, very good. Do it live. Now we have the Grouch segment here. Hi, Josh Grouch Davis reporting for duty. They had all these names of role players. I love it. Bridging the gap between players and developers is a passion of mine. It's part of why and how I got into the industry to begin with. When JT and Colin asked me if I'd be interested in rejoining the studio to help recenter our development efforts on players, I couldn't possibly say no. What he really means there is that he couldn't say no because they threatened him at gunpoint. I got into the industry. I'm stoked to partner with such a talented team of developers to write the next chapter in Guild Wars 2's story. It's been an eventful couple of months for the live team, starting with the summer 2021 live blog post we published back in April. It's a little nerve-wracking to publish detailed release dates that far in advance. Game development can be a little unpredictable at times, but in general, I believe the benefits outweigh the risks, and we intend to push for this level of communication. Oh, he said it. Oh my God. Oh, I'm losing. It's new territory. Oh, dude, okay. Dude. Why? Okay, he's trolling, man. Why would he write this? Okay, why is he trolling so hard? Right, it's new territory for ArenaNet. Like, yeah, we never talk with our player base, but we're excited about this direction. Nice. All right, yeah, here's the imposter. In addition to Living World Return, that roadmap announced some major additions coming to the game this summer, namely the Twisted Marionette and the Legendary Armory. We prioritize these features because we know that they're important to you. You've told us as much. With that's true, dude. Okay, people do love, you know, big marionette lady, right? They love that stuff. With that in mind, we'd like to give 2 more long-awaited updates that we know are important to many of you. Oh my God, are you seeing this? Alliances! Oh wow, an actual joke feature. The point, like, people never thought this was coming. People thought it was actually a meme at this stage. Alliances confirmed. Alliances 2021. World versus World is back on the menu, guys. Okay, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. This is big. World restructuring, also known as alliances, is a feature that aims to deliver a more balanced World vs. World experience by dynamically creating matchups using World vs. World designated guilds. Alliances, a player-made collection of guilds, and active World vs. World players as the inputs. This in comparison to the current system that relies on worlds and world linking. This system will give us more flexibility and granularity in creating new matches and help address natural fluctuations in population over time. It also gives players more agency in choosing who they want to play with on an ongoing basis. And he honestly said it there. Like, this is all you need to see. This is exactly what it is designed to do. Hopefully it does do that. And I think the most important part of all of this, it's not even necessarily the actual feature itself. The most important part is the fact that something's happening to World vs. World. Right? World vs. World has been this game mode that is honestly not really bad. It's not like, it's a bit like Dungeons, right? So, you know, maybe a little bit less extreme than that. Like, Dungeons, they're not bad. They're just dead, right? You know, they're just like completely abandoned and shelved. That's kind of where World vs. World was. And this is like a really big thing. Like, people always say, oh, I wish I could play Dungeons. Well, you can. They're right there. They literally work. But the thing is, the player mentality here, right? The player mentality with this stuff is that if something hasn't been updated, it's probably dead, right? And this is what happened to World vs. World. So I think the really big thing is that, yeah, this will be structurally improving World vs. World, and hopefully it will solve issues like server pride, because obviously you're going to be attached to your guild and attached to your alliance, which, you know, should be great, actually. And of course, the bigger granularity, more control to the player is always good, in my opinion. If you have like this kind of semi-sandbox mode, that's great. But the really big thing, the huge thing here, is that World vs. World is back on the menu. ArenaNet is not actually just going to be like tunneling in like story content. They've remembered the other game modes exist. And honestly, I love to see that, right? That's huge. World restructuring is a big change to World vs. World, and we want to get it right. We've read a lot of your feedback on the system, thousands of posts over the years. It's clear that there isn't a total consensus on how the feature should work, and that's okay. It's a big fundamental change to how the mode works, and that can be daunting. In the past, we've sometimes made the mistake of releasing the final version of a feature and find that it didn't quite meet your expectations, meaning that we wasted our time and resources. To avoid this, we're going to do things a little differently this time around to make sure that your voice can help inform the... I can't believe this. Is this actually ArenaNet saying this? Have I accidentally gone to another studio's forums? Is he going to say the I word? Is he going to say the iterate word? I'm control F'ing. Oh my god. No. He said it. ArenaNet said the iterate word. It's not possible. Who hacked their forums? It's not possible. What the hell is going on here? What have you done to the Reddit? Ah, yes. Very nice. Colin is back on the menu, boys. Well, he's not on the menu, but the hype train is. That is big. Okay, so, again, in all seriousness, so we'll just quickly read this and we'll talk about it. World restructuring features will be released in a multi-phase beta. What this means is we'll release a part of the world restructuring system, test it with you in the live game, gather your feedback, then iterate on it in a future release. The feature components will be functional but not fully polished, meaning we can easily react to your feedback without having to rewrite a bunch of code. Once we've worked with you to lock down the design and implementation, we'll polish it up and take it out of beta. We'll be back in August to share an overview of how world restructuring works and the timing of the first live beta events. Our communication regarding this feature over the last few years missed the mark. In the past, development priorities shifted away from World vs. World. Oh, that is putting it politely. And unfortunately, both World Restructuring and our players suffered as a result. Our new leadership team views World vs. World as a cornerstone mode of Guild Wars 2. Wow, is it 2021 again? My goodness. And it will be a focus of ours going forwards. Dude, look, if this got leaked, I would have put Omega Law. Right? Seriously. Look, if someone leaked this, right, you know, if one of the devs leaked this post, I would have actually said, this is fake. This is obvious bullshit. This is Omega Law. Right? Nice try. Very fake leak. Unbelievable. So, let's kind of finish up here with this. So, this has always been ArenaNet's problem, okay? Always. They say, right, we're just going to make this feature, dump it, leave it. They never fix it. And now they're actually, and like, do you know the biggest thing here? What they did here was they did this with like the desert borderland, right? They did this with the desert borderland because they basically said, you know what, we're making this, and then they dumped it. They didn't really fix it. Same thing with stuff like Stronghold. You know, same thing with, you know, to a certain extent with Fractals as well, although they did actually move on that a little bit there. Same thing with Raids, right? Done, you know, leave it, done, move away, that's it, right? And I think this is a very, very, very good piece of news. In my opinion, if I had to pinpoint one problem with ArenaNet's development approach, one thing that they do wrong, it would absolutely, okay, absolutely be lack of iteration, right? They have a feature, dump it, move on, right? Dungeons, fuck that, we're doing fractals. Fuck that, actually we're doing raids. Screw that, actually doing strikes. Oh, how about some DRMs, right? Like, this has always been the problem. They just have a great idea and they leave it unpolished. They don't finish it. They just say, all right, yeah, that was fun, right, guys? Way! And move on. No. If they actually fix this, I am not joking. Right, you know what? Right, here's like the headline. Here's the actual headline. If ArenaNet actually do this stuff, then this is honestly gonna be absolutely huge. I think Guild Wars 2 actually has a legitimate chance to Realm Reborn itself here. This actually could be Guild Wars 2 Realm Reborn, and think about it, Final Fantasy Weeaboos, Cantha Weeaboos. It's actually the start. The key is the Weebs. The key is the right. Weebs in. Come on, Weebs in. Come on, revive our game for us, please. Revive our game, Weebs. I'll permit you in just this once, right? I'll permit you to come in and save Guild Wars 2. But no, I'm actually serious here, guys. Like, if they actually do this, then I am not joking. Guild Wars 2 can 100% be top game, right? It can be the top MMO. This could actually be the beginning of the actual redemption arc. I'm serious here, guys. I'm actually not joking. This could... normally, I'm kind of memeing, guys, but look, serious. Serious face here. This is such a big change. I can barely even express it correctly. Like, I mean, I'd have to go over years and years of Guild Wars 2's development for those who might not be totally familiar with it to actually express how much of a massive change this really is. And funny enough, like, you already kind of see the, you already do see, like, the beginnings of this, right? With the way they were talking about the armory. We have, like, this content coming in. You know, they gave us that big roadmap of all these things they were going to do. Right? There's actually a lot of things going in, and you can see that they're basically saying, yeah, this is happening. It's happening in August. Get ready for it. Well, of course, they have to kind of deliver on the iteration in a little bit, I suppose. But we'll see how that one goes. But that is very, very hype. And honestly, I love to see that they're actually looking at World vs. World, because once again, World vs. World is probably the game mode that sets Guild Wars 2 apart the most. Right, because, you know, other games have PvP, they have PvE, but honestly, not a lot of games really have World versus World. The only thing that's even trying to do that is actually going to be New World, essentially, right? And maybe Ashes of Creation down the line. So this is a huge thing. Like, I would really like to see ArenaNet capitalize on World versus World. And I look at this new leadership team, and I think they get it, right? You know, I think they've identified that World versus World is unique, right? And they can really push that forwards. And I think that's very interesting, you know, with what we see, maybe even for the expansion, right? Will there be a World versus World focus? Will the elite specs actually function in World versus World? That's very interesting. I love to see this, guys. This is huge. This is massive. And then here we go. Oh my God. Like, I've got to say, like, I'm going to own this, right? I never thought this would happen, right? This is one of the things that I thought, nope, that is off the table. The table is clean. And this is why, guys, you take the Dooma pill. This is why you lower your expectations. Because when something like this happens, oh my God. We're actively working on upgrading our engine to DirectX 11, okay? They missed it by one. Not bad. No RTX for us just yet, but hey, you never know, right? We expect to be able to roll it out in an opt-in beta later this year. An important note is that the upgrade to DX11 itself isn't a magical fix for frame rates on its own. Some players, some players may not notice the difference at all, presumably if you have crappy hardware. However, upgrading to DX11 opens a lot of doors for improving performance. CPU multi-threading, for instance. It also paves the way for some potential graphics upgrades. Ooh. Okay. We're investing in our architecture, our infrastructure, engine, and graphics because we're looking to the future. This is a long-term effort. Dude, look, End of Dragons, it's not the end. Honestly, that borderline confirms it. I actually, you know what, dude? You know what? I'm actually going to make a very strong statement. A very strong statement here. I don't think they would do this unless they were doing Guild Wars 2 for, like, at least another 5 years, right? I think you're actually looking at multiple engine upgrades here. They're probably going to maybe leapfrog 12 maybe and like do 11 now and then see if they can port it to a later version later on. Maybe 12 was a little bit, you know, it was significantly different so they couldn't make it work or something like that. That's almost certainly what happened. I think they're actually, that is very interesting. That is extremely interesting. The way they say this, actually, what they say here, this is really interesting. Like, what they're trying to get at here is that End of Dragons is definitely not the end of development, right? Like, this, I can smell at least one more expansion. I think we're looking at like 2 X-Packs, right? Yeah, I completely agree. There's no way they would do this. This would be if they were only to do like one more X-Pack than Living Story, there's no way they would ever do this. This would be pointless. This all but confirms. This all but confirms that there's going to be another expansion after EOD. I would say. Now, that's all I've got to say there, guys. Right? Like, in my opinion. Now, that, to be clear, that isn't confirmed. Right? Okay? Like, there's nothing here that strictly says that, right? That doesn't strictly say that. But what it does do is I think it very strongly implies it. And I very much doubt they would do this unless they wanted this. And, yeah, this is maybe not the perfect solution. I'm sure a lot of you guys we're probably hoping DX12, and I'm sure ArenaNet tried. Because I know you guys like that RTX. I mean, look, guys, I'm with you. I would love RTX. Even WoW Classic has RTX, bro. Okay, like, you know, this is a, you know, old game, RTX. I mean, it's just the shadows, but still, you could have it if you wanted to. But you know what? We don't need that. And I think, ultimately, this should definitely help, right? They're talking about it will improve the multi-threading performance. I'm sure there are lots of other optimizations. Maybe I'll try and get a graphics expert on at some point to talk about this during the stream, because I'm sure someone in the chat would probably know what this actually means. Like, what are the big advantages between 9 and 11? What is the downside from 11 and 12, right? I'm sure we could definitely get into this, right? And I'm sure someone who understands these technologies will be able to give us a pretty good rundown on how this actually works. But I would imagine this is going to be a big upgrade, guys. Big upgrade, big engineering work, new possibility. And hey, maybe it's nowhere near as spaghetti as perhaps we would have initially thought. Until next time. Ooh, look, this guy's got some big energy right there. I love to see that. Whoa, that's good. But look at all these gamers. Oh, I believe that is a CMC. Dude, are you kidding me? What a great photo of CMC. He actually looks like he's gonna kill you. Like, this is the look he gives you before he destroys your favorite build in PvP. Are you guys seeing this? Right. He's looking at Scourge right now, and he's charging up. He's like charging his laser, about to just nuke it from orbit. He's gonna take, seriously, he's gonna get you, right? He's gonna get you. He's like, ah, yes. We are very excited for the rest of 21. Very, very cool photo here. I love to see that. Very nice. Hello, ArenaNet developers. How are you guys doing? Wow, nice. Okay, we're very excited for the rest of 2021, and we can't wait to celebrate with you on July 27th during the Guild Wars 2 Ender Dragon's first look live stream. We've got a new Whoa! Okay. Oh, wow. We've got a new trailer. Feature reveals, information, news about Elite Specialization beta events, details about the story, characters, art, event design. Oh yeah, meta events. Tell it, yeah, let's go. And more. We want to make sure that you have many secrets to discover when you visit Camp the Yourself. Yeah, no, yeah, I get it. No, all right, all right, ain't it? No spoilers. All right, okay. We still have lots to share between now and release. We plan more Guild Wars 2 Ender Dragon's live streams throughout the rest of 2021, and they'll each bring you more news about the expansion. Ah, this is big. So, while we're here, guys, right, and while we're at the end of this, ooh, hello, in-game area. Oh, dude, look, don't show Brazil this, because that is some big saturation, looking very pretty there. Here as well, it's a kind of monastery area that I think will certainly be evoking a lot of, a lot of Canthan feels here for a lot of you guys, that's for sure. So we actually have in-game confirmed. In-game content, guys. That is how it is. We love to see that, guys. That is crazy. That is big, 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 big. Okay, our community is the lifeblood of all we do. Thank you for being a part of it. That is very, very sweet. That's from Ruby, JT, Colin, Josh, and the ArenaNet team. Just got to give that a clap, guys, right? This has just got to be a clap. All right, this is crazy. This is absolutely massive. This is actually one of the biggest, like, changes in direction and, like, bombs to drop in, like, the industry. This is huge, right? When does a studio do this? When does a studio make a change this radical? Like, from being a company that never says anything, right? Never iterates, never fixes things, to one that does the exact opposite of that. Who does that, guys? The game's been around, the studio's been around for like 20 years. The game's been around for like 9 years or something, and we're completely going in a new direction, guys. Look, it has kicked in. Redemption arc is here, guys. The redemption arc is fully enabled. The only thing that can stop us now is if we get crucibled, right, by Colin. But you know what? Hopefully that won't happen. All right. So the thing is here, and this is kind of the elephant in the room, is that, yeah, we have a lot of downtime now. And I think what they're actually going to be doing is essentially stuff like alliances, armory, and other features like this. I imagine that during the downtime between now and the expansion, we're going to see them roll out alliances, continue to refine legendary armor, continue to release the old content and the old story, like, across the board. So it looks like, well, it's going to be one episode a week, as we originally predicted there. So I guess we kind of, in a way, saw the delay or the late release coming to an extent, like, just based off, like, the way the achievement was unfolding there, the Year of the Dragons, whatever it is. But I think it's going to be new content will come back. They'll add new features, refine other features, right? All that sort of thing. But there is going to be some downtime, guys. There is absolutely going to be some pretty big downtime here with this. However, I think this is really worth noting what they say here. They've talked that there's going to be more Ender Dragons live streams for the rest of 2021. There's going to be a lot more news. So I think they're actually going to try and keep up the hype, but they're going to kind of maintain the hype train the entire way by giving us information. Yes, there's almost certainly going to be some downtime where there won't be much going on in the game. But think about it. We actually have content until like November, right? Or like October, with just the story content being unleashed. And then they'll probably throw in, you know, then you've got the alliances to deal with there. Hopefully there'll be some balance patches, please. Right? You know, there should be, you know, some old content like ArenaNet. Maybe they'll bring back Battle on the Breachmaker as well. That's also a possibility. There's a lot of things they could potentially do here to keep things going. But look, I'm going to be honest here, guys. I think there's not going to be a lot of crazy stuff, right? There's not going to be a lot of crazy stuff going down here. But, you know, I think this is an overwhelmingly positive post, guys, right? Seriously, an overwhelmingly positive post, because this means ArenaNet is listening. They understand what's going wrong. They have brand new leadership who really gets it and wants to communicate with us and improve the game with all of us together. I love to see it. Huge win for ArenaNet and a massive win for Guild Wars 2. We've been losing and beaten down, right, for such a long time. We have been the actual joke of the MMO community, but finally, we will no longer be the joke. We will have our redemption arc. We will rise like the phoenix from the ashes of a just burned out, destroyed game community and be the ultimate MMO in 2021 and 2022. Look, I'm going to say it, guys. I'm calling it. I'm laying it down. I'm bringing the hammer down, guys. I'm bringing the hammer. Right, we aren't Omega Lil. Guild Wars 2, top MMO, guys. Top MMO is incoming. I did Community Month. ArenaNet is doing Community Month now as well, guys. So, just to kind of round things off here, I think they're going to be releasing features. It'll be like polish and features. So, I think there's not going to be much new content as such up until the expansion. But they will be releasing features. We might be seeing, you know, stuff like improvements to PvP, like, you know, more fun. Maybe they'll bring back the Duo of Destiny, right? They'll do Tournament of Legends, which we're already seeing. They'll do like a tournament week. They might do, I don't know, like a raid week or something. Maybe they'll look at raids. Maybe they'll give raids another pass. Maybe we'll see updates to some old content, or we'll bring some old content back. Alliances are coming up. Maybe they'll, I mean, look, bear in mind, guys, alliances, okay, right. I'm making a call here. I think Alliances comes with more than just the actual system. I would be very surprised if they didn't rework rewards too. I think they're going to look at rewards in World vs. World 2 and restructure that. So that's another really huge thing coming through on that as well. And honestly, maybe they'll do some other stuff there as well. Because look, guys, this is the time. If you want to give, you know what I was talking about yesterday, guys? You know what I was talking about having good conversations and providing good feedback and having good conversations? Yeah. Hi, I'm talking to you now, right? I'm talking to you. This is the time to have good, non-dumb, good faith conversations about Guild Wars 2, because they are listening. No crap about debating this or debating that. Let's talk about the game. Let's talk about features. Let's talk about actually fixing things, because this is the time. They're paying attention. They're listening. They've made this giant screenshot of all their faces to show that they're actually human beings and not like, you know, soulless robots, right? So wake up and actually do something good. Community, they need us, right? And if you want the game to be good, step up right now. Because right now, they're doing their part. It's time for us to reciprocate and respond in kind by doing our part, right? They've given us exactly what we want. Engine upgrades, alliances, communication, EOD spec leaks with this dagger mesmer, double dagger mesmer. Ooh, yeah, let's go. Okay, of something like that. So wake up and get down to business, right, guys? Because this is going to be the beginning of a new era for Guild Wars 2.